Everyone waited for Manny Pacquiao to say something. He stayed silent and made sure nobody else spoke after. Asterisk, they expected Manny Pacquiao to react. He did something far worse. Los Angeles, 2001. Tuesday morning. Wild card boxing gym. A sparring session that should have been routine. 1 insult. 0 response. And a lesson that would be retold for the next 20 years. The gym is already busy by 9. Fighters working bags. Trainers calling combinations. The usual rhythm of preparation. Manny is scheduled to spar at 10. Preparing for a lightweight title defense. His third defense. Building momentum. Freddie Roach has the rounds mapped out. Technical work. Timing. Distance control. The sparring partner arrives at 9:45. His name is Jason Webb, 25 years old. Undefeated prospect. 14-0. 12 knockouts. Fast hands. Good power. Trained in Texas. Brought to LA by his promoter specifically for this opportunity. Spar with Manny Pacquiao. Learn from a champion. Good experience for a rising fighter. Jason walks into the gym with confidence. Not arrogance. Just the self-assurance that comes from winning every fight. From never being seriously tested. From believing your training and talent will always be enough. Freddie greets him. Explains the parameters. Light sparring. 6 rounds. Work on movement. No headhunting. No trying to prove anything. This is training, not competition. Jason nods. Understood. But something happens while Jason is getting ready. One of his cornermen, a loudmouth trainer named Marcus, starts talking. Not to Freddie. Not to Manny, just talking to the gym. The way some people talk when they want everyone to hear, but can claim they weren't talking to anyone specifically. Man, I don't see what the big deal is with this guy, Marcus says, wrapping Jason's hands. He's fast, sure. But 14-0, 12 KOs? That's real power. That's real talent. Not this pillow-fisted volume punching. A few fighters glance over. Freddie hears it. Doesn't react. Continues holding mitts for Manny on the other side of the gym. Marcus keeps talking. Louder now. I've seen the tapes. He throws a lot. But does he hurt people? Really hurt them? Or does he just pile up points until refs stop it? There's a difference between hitting and hurting. Jason looks uncomfortable. Marcus, come on. What? I'm just saying what everyone thinks. Kid, you've got more power in one right hand than this guy has in a whole round. You're faster too. This is gonna be good experience for you. Show these people what real young talent looks like. The gym isn't silent, but conversations have quieted. People are listening now. Watching to see if Manny reacts. If Freddie reacts. If anyone says anything, Manny doesn't look up from the mitts. Doesn't turn his head. Doesn't acknowledge that he heard anything. Just keeps hitting Freddie's mitts. Left, right, left hook, right hand. The rhythm doesn't change. The focus doesn't shift. Freddie doesn't say anything either. Just holds the mitts. Calls the combinations. But something in his eyes changes. The other trainers who've worked with Freddie for years recognize that look. It's not anger. It's calculation. Marcus finishes wrapping Jason's hands. Still talking. Watch when they get in there. My boy's gonna show levels to this. Speed, power, technique. This Filipino guy is getting old. What is he, 23? That's old in this sport when you've been fighting since you were 12. The mileage shows. Jason stands up. Marcus, that's enough. I'm just building your confidence, kid. You're about to spar a so-called champion. I want you feeling like the best fighter in this gym. Because you are. They move to the ring. Jason climbs through the ropes. Puts in his mouthpiece. Freddie brings Manny over. Manny's face shows nothing. No anger, no offense. No acknowledgement that anything was said. Just the same calm focus he always has. The gym gathers around the ring. This happens sometimes. When there's tension. When someone said something they shouldn't have. People want to see the response. Want to see what happens when disrespect meets reality. Freddie gives Manny final instructions. Quiet words. Manny nods once, they touch gloves. The timer starts. Jason comes out fast. Establishing his jab. He's tall for lightweight. Good reach. The jab snaps out clean. Manny slips it. Jason tries again. Manny moves his head. Minimal movement. Just enough. 30 seconds in. Jason is feeling confident. His jab is working. He's controlling distance. He throws a combination. Jab right hand. Fast. Technical. Manny slips all three. Jason resets. This is going well. He's competitive. He's holding his own. 1 minute. Jason tries a left hook. Manny isn't there. Jason follows with a right. Hits air. He's throwing punches. Landing nothing. But he's not worried. This is round 1. Feeling each other out. Normal. Manny hasn't thrown a punch yet. Just moving, observing, reading Jason's rhythm. His patterns. The way he sets up his right hand. The way he drops his left slightly when he commits to combinations. The way his weight shifts before he throws power. 90 seconds. Jason is starting to realize something feels off. He's throwing. Manny is moving. But nothing is landing clean. Jason is fast. He knows he's fast. But Manny is somewhere else before the punch arrives. 2 minutes. Jason decides to pressure. Walk Manny down. Use his youth. His energy. His confidence. He comes forward throwing combinations. 3-punch combinations. 4-punch combinations. Manny slips, ducks, pivots. Every punch hits air. Jason is working. Breathing harder. Manny's breathing hasn't changed. 2 minutes 30 seconds. The round is almost over. Jason tries one more combination. Commits fully. Throws with bad intentions. Trying to land something clean. Something that justifies Marcus's words. Something that proves he belongs here. Manny moves inside the combination. Under it. Now he's in Jason's chest. Too close for Jason to punch. Too close for Jason to reset. And for the first time in the round, Manny throws. Left hook to the body. Right hand to the ribs. Left uppercut to the solar plexus. 3 punches. Maybe 1 second total. Jason's body locks up. His arms drop. His mouth opens. Air won't come. The bell rings. Jason stumbles to his corner. Sits heavily. Marcus is talking, but Jason isn't hearing him. He's trying to breathe. Trying to process what just happened. He threw maybe 40 punches that round. Landed nothing clean. Manny threw 3. All 3 landed exactly where they were aimed. Round 2. Jason comes out more careful. More respectful. He's not trying to prove anything now. Just trying to survive. Trying to learn. Trying not to get hurt. Manny pressures. Not aggressive. Just constant. Always there. Always in range. Always making Jason think. Jason tries to jab. Manny slips and counters. Body shot. Jason tries to move. Manny cuts him off. Body shot. Jason tries to clinch. Manny exits and counters. Body shot. Every counter goes to the body. Same targets. Left side, right side. Solar plexus. Building damage, systematic, clinical, no headhunting. No trying to knock Jason out. Just work, pure work. Round 3. Jason's body is hurting. Not injured. Just accumulated damage. His breathing is labored. His movement is slower. His punches have less snap. Manny's breathing hasn't changed. His speed hasn't changed. He looks exactly like he did in round 1. Halfway through round 3, Freddy calls time. That's enough. Good work, Jason. Jason nods, relieved. He's not hurt, but he's done. Completely done. 6 rounds was the plan. They stopped at 3. Jason understands why. They touch gloves. Jason says quiet enough that only Manny hears. I'm sorry about what my trainer said. Manny nods once. Says nothing. Climbs out of the ring. Jason sits in his corner. Marcus is talking. Making excuses. Explaining why Jason looked bad. You weren't aggressive enough. You let him control the pace. Next time. There won't be a next time, Jason says. What? I'm not sparring with him again. And you're not talking about him again. Not around me. Marcus looks offended. You were just running your mouth. And he heard you. And he didn't say one word back. Didn't argue. Didn't defend himself. Didn't explain anything. Just went in there and showed me what real skill looks like. That's worse than anything he could have said. Marcus is quiet. For once, Jason continues. You wanted me to feel confident. You made me feel stupid. Because now I know what I am compared to what he is. And the gap is bigger than I thought. That's not on him. That's on you for building me up, Falls. Jason leaves the ring. Showers, changes. Before he leaves the gym, he stops by Freddie. Thank you for the opportunity. Tell Manny thank you too. Freddie nods. You're welcome. You did good work in there. Stayed composed. Didn't quit. I didn't have a choice. He didn't let me quit. Just kept working. That's different. That's Manny. He doesn't get emotional. Doesn't get offended. Just does his job. Jason pauses. Can I ask you something? Did he go easy on me? Freddie considers the question. He went appropriate. You weren't trying to hurt him. So he didn't try to hurt you. He just showed you the difference. If you'd come in trying to prove something, it would have been different. How different? You wouldn't have made it to round 3. Jason nods slowly. Understands. Leaves. Marcus tries to talk to him in the parking lot. Jason waves him off. Find another fighter to corner. I'm done. You're firing me over this? I'm firing you because you talk more than you teach. And today you talked us into a situation where I learned something I didn't want to learn. That I'm not as good as I thought I was. Not yet. Maybe not ever compared to someone like Manny. But I'll never get better if I'm surrounded by people who tell me I'm already great. Marcus leaves. Jason sits in his car for 20 minutes. Just sitting, thinking, processing. Inside the gym, Freddie asks Manny a question. Did you hear what that trainer said before the sparring? Manny nods. Why didn't you say anything? What would I say? That he was wrong. That he was disrespectful. Manny looks at Freddie. Words don't change people's minds. Only results change minds. I could argue with him for an hour. He'd still think what he thinks. Or I could show him what's real. That takes 3 rounds. Freddie smiles. You went light on the kid. He didn't come to hurt me. I didn't need to hurt him. Just needed to show him the levels. He'll remember that more than any knockout. What about the trainer? Think he learned? Manny shrugs. That's not my job. I'm not his teacher. But he saw what happened. Either he learns or he doesn't. Not my concern. That evening, one of the fighters who watched the sparring post about it online. No names, no details. Just a general observation. Saw something today that reminded me why talking doesn't win fights. Some people learn that lesson easy. Some people learn it hard. One person today learned it in 3 rounds. The post gets shared. People who were there know what it's about. People who weren't there speculate. But Jason knows. Marcus knows. And everyone at Wild Card knows. 3 months later, Jason fights on a card in Texas, wins by decision. Good performance. Controlled. Patient. After the fight, an interviewer asks about his training. I've been working on being more efficient, Jason says. Not just throwing punches. Making them count. I learned that from a sparring session in LA. Sometimes less is more when it's the right less. The interviewer asks which gym. Which sparring partner? Jason smiles. Someone who taught me more in 3 rounds than I learned in 3 years before that. He doesn't say the name. Doesn't need to. Years later, Jason has a decent career. Never becomes a champion. But he becomes a solid professional. Respectable record. When he retires, he becomes a trainer. And when young fighters come to him cocky, talking about how good they are, how their power is different, how speed beats skill, Jason tells them a story. I was 25, undefeated, 14 fights, 12 knockouts. Felt unstoppable. My trainer talked trash before a sparring session with a champion. Sighed I had more power, more speed, more talent. The champion heard everything. Didn't say a word back. Just got in the ring and took me apart in 3 rounds. Didn't knock me out. Didn't need to. Just showed me the difference between thinking you're good and actually being good. The young fighters always ask the same question. Who was the champion? Doesn't matter. What matters is he could have responded with words. Could have argued. Could have defended his reputation. He did something far worse. He proved it. And proving it is worse than arguing about it, because you can't argue with proof. How is that worse? Because when someone argues with you, you can argue back. Keep your belief. Keep your ego. But when someone proves it, when they show you the levels right in front of your eyes, there's nothing to say. Nothing to argue. Just the truth you can't deny. That's worse because it's permanent. Words fade. Results don't. At Wild Card, fighters still talk about that sparring session. Not because it was violent. Not because something dramatic happened. Because it was perfect execution of a principle. Don't react. Don't explain. Don't defend. Just show. Freddie uses it as a teaching tool. Manny got disrespected before that sparring. The other guy's trainer ran his mouth. Questioned Manny's power. His speed. His age. Everything. You know what Manny said back? Young fighters always guess. Some combination of trash talk. Some threat. Some promise of violence. Nothing, Freddie says. Absolutely nothing. Didn't acknowledge it. Didn't defend himself. Just went in there and did his job. 3 rounds. All body shots, systematic, clinical. Broke the kid down without breaking him. That's mastery. Not the punches. The control. The discipline to not react emotionally when you could. To respond with work instead of words. Someone always asks why that's worse than reacting. Because the kid's trainer expected a reaction. Expected anger. Expected Manny to get emotional. That's what people want when they disrespect you. They want the emotional response. The argument. The drama. Manny gave him nothing to feed on. No drama, no argument. No emotion. Just results. And results are far worse than reactions, because you can't argue with them. You can't spin them. You can't claim you were just joking or testing someone. The results speak for themselves. And they speak louder than any words ever could. That's the lesson from that Tuesday morning in 2001. They expected Manny Pacquiao to react, to defend himself, to argue, to get angry, to prove his worth with words. He did something far worse. He proved it with 3 rounds. Said nothing before. Said nothing during. Said nothing after. Just worked. And the work said everything that needed saying. Louder than any argument. More permanent than any trash talk. More devastating than any knockout. Because when you knock someone out, they can make excuses. They got caught. They had a bad night. The referee stopped it early. But when you systematically break someone down over 3 rounds, when you show them the levels clearly and undeniably, when you make them realize they're not what they thought they were, there are no excuses. Just truth. And truth, delivered calmly and systematically without emotion or explanation, is far worse than any reaction could ever be.